Subscribe and download over 1 million code snippet including this tutorial from codegive.com, link in the description below. Python is known for its readability and simplicity. Following pep8, Python Enhancement Proposal 8, guidelines ensures that your code is not only functional but also adheres to a consistent and readable style. In this tutorial, we'll explore how to write multiline if statements in Python while adhering to pep8 guidelines. Pep8 recommends using parentheses to make multiline statements more readable. The opening parenthesis should be on the same line as the statement, and subsequent lines should be indented. The closing parenthesis should be on a line by itself, aligned with the first character of the statement. Let's consider a simple example where we want to check if a number is positive and even. We'll write a multiline if statement following pep8 guidelines. In the correct example, the opening parenthesis is on the same line as the if statement, and the subsequent lines are indented. The closing parenthesis is on a line by itself, aligned with the I in the if statement. Make sure to use consistent indentation throughout your code. The standard is to use 4 spaces for each level of indentation. Certainly. pep8 is the style guide for Python code, and it provides conventions for writing clean and readable code. When it comes to multiline if statements, pep8 has recommendations on how to format them for better readability. Let's go through a tutorial with code examples. In Python, the if statement is used for conditional execution of code. Sometimes, conditions can be complex and require multiline if statements for better readability. pep8 provides guidelines on how to format multiline if statements to maintain a consistent and clean code style. According to pep8, multiline if statements should be indented with an additional 4 spaces. The conditions should be wrapped in parentheses and each part of the condition should be on a new line. Here is the basic structure. Let's consider an example where we want to check if a number is positive, even, and greater than 10. We'll use a multiline if statement following pep8 guidelines. In this example, the multiline if statement makes it easy to see the conditions at a glance. Each condition is on a new line, indented by 4 spaces for better readability. Following pep8 guidelines for multiline if statements helps improve the consistency and readability of your Python code. It's important to adopt these conventions to make your code more accessible and maintainable, especially when working on collaborative projects or sharing code with others. Remember to consistently apply pep8 principles throughout your code base to create a clean and professional coding style. ChatGPT. Title: Writing Python Multiline If Statements According to pep8. Introduction. pep8, the Python Enhancement Proposal for Style Guide Conventions, provides recommendations on how to structure and format your Python code for improved readability and maintainability. In this tutorial, we'll focus on writing multiline if statements in accordance with pep8 guidelines. Indentation: use 4 spaces per indentation level. Maximum line length: limit all lines to a maximum of 79 characters, 72 for docstrings. For multiline statements, you may use hanging indentation of 4 spaces. Witty space in expressions and statements: avoid extraneous witty space in the following situations. Indentation of continuation lines, aligned with the opening delimiter. Let's consider a scenario where we need to check multiple conditions within an if statement. For demonstration purposes, we'll use a simple program that checks if a given number is positive, even, and greater than 10. In the incorrect example, the backslashes are used for line continuation. However, pep8 recommends using parentheses to make multiline statements more readable. By adhering to these guidelines, your code becomes more consistent and easier to understand. Following pep8 guidelines for multiline if statements ensures that your code is not only syntactically correct but also readable and maintainable. Consistency in coding style is crucial for collaboration and long-term code maintenance. ChatGPT